Hello, hi everybody. Today we'll have a discussion of how Rigveda can make a speculative as well as a philosophical outlook of the cosmology, and also what are the contributions made by these very old, that is about 3700 years back. We have Rigveda, that is Rigveda contains 10,600 verses, and Hyman's 1028, and it is having books of 10 or mandalas 10. Verses are the mantras, and Hyman's means the suktas, and mandala means the book. It is found that everywhere it makes speculative questions and philosophical doubts about the origin of the universe. For me, as a very young child, my parents compelled me to make a rote memorization of many mantras. At that time, I don't know the meaning also. Some of the mantra I will just recite here for your knowledge. First mantra is written here. It is read as Om Agnimile Purohidam Yatnasya Deva Mrityuja Hodaram Pratna Dhadam. Another many mantra also from Taittiriya Upanishad, the Shanti mantra I have said. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavahe Tejasvina Vadidamastu Ma Vidyushama Vahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Then comes a similar memory from my memory. Another one is from Manusmriti. Manusmriti worshipping teachers like this. Ya Avranotya Vidhadam Brahmana Shravana Vubhav Samata Sapitanyeya Stamna Druhyed Kathachana. As you know, as a student, we require full concentration and dedication to the work. So there, Shraddha Mantra is compulsory to study. About 5 Shraddha Mantra is there. I will say 1 or 2. First one is Om Shraddhayagni Samithyade Shraddhaya Huyade Havi Shraddham Bhagasya Murtheni Vachasa Devaya Masi. Another Shraddha Mantra is Shraddha Gopa Yajamana Vayu Gopa Upasate Shraddha Hridaya Yakutya Shraddhaya Vinnate Vasu. Similar mantras or verses will be in the mind of young children, especially in our region, Asian region, or especially in India, Nepal, etc., where Hinduism and Buddhism, Jainism, etc. are followed. In fact, only very small number of persons know how to communicate in Sanskrit. What about India? Only less than 20,000 of the person, individual in India, know how to communicate or who is boasting as Sanskrit or Sanskritam is their mother tongue. But when we look outside India, greater than 1 lakh person know how to communicate in Sanskrit, and they know much than the land where Sanskrit is originated. India is considered as a land where Sanskrit is originated, and we are using the Vedic Sanskrit and Devanagari script for that. Our question here is how Rigveda is related to predicting about or related to the prediction of universe or the cosmology or cosmos. How? They have outlined it. For that, Rigveda being developed or written during or composed during 1600 BC. That is almost equal to 3600 years, greater than 3600 years back, having expressions of intellectual thought. And there will be myths, imaginations which are coming true. Let us see one or two examples. Many of us might have heard of the Pushpaka Vimanam owned by Ravana that is obtained from Kubera. What type of Vimanam or aircraft is that? It's actually a flying palace, and no such equipment ever designed by us. What is the specialty of the Pushpaka Vimanam? Just think about the aircraft. The aircraft will come towards you, open its door, will respect you, invite you inside, and will go to the destination we want to reach. And almost such cars, new generation cars are nowadays designed, driverless car. And this thing was a very, very old idea of a poet or a very, very literary man. Another example is you might have the Mahabharata war, where Dhritarashtra is a blind person who cannot see what is happening in the battlefield. The demonstration, live telecast is done by the person appointed. At those times there is no internet. Similar imaginations are regarding the smartphone. We can see and talk each other. In good old days it was only, we cannot imagine even seeing and talking. Skype, Duo, etc. things are there which were in the mind of the ancient, our ancestors having these intellectual thoughts or myths, imaginations which are coming true. Similar is happening in the cosmology also. In those days, they thought about the oceans. There were 4 oceans according to them. Then they have named Kumbha, which is nothing but the Aquarius of zodiacal sign. Now everybody know. Kumbha Mela is there. That is related to the sun as well as the moon associated with this, and the moon is giving the nectar for the prosperity of human being. Kumbha Mela is for that. And there are doubts regarding that. As I have told you, Rigveda is containing verses of 10,600, hymns of 1028, and is distributed in mandalas of 10. The first and last mandala, that is the first book, and the second, the 10th book, are doing the philosophical and speculative questions about the origin of the universe and nature of God. In those days, that is about 3600 years back, they are thinking about the origin of the universe, and they predicted that there is no absolute start of time. This word is in correspondence with a brief history of time. The book written by our famous scientist Can you name the name scientist name? Yes, Stephen Hawking. There is no absolute start of time, therefore we cannot expect an end also. If there is a beginning, there will be ending. But there is no absolute start of time means there cannot be an end, or the vastness of the cosmos is going on, developing, increasing. Initially, what was the nature of the universe, how it began, was a question in Rig Veda. And what are the philosophical or speculative idea, how it began? First, seeing that there is darkness everywhere, then creating water, there is heat produced, then loga means the space or the world or universe is developed from nothing according to Rig Veda. They are thinking about how many fires are there, how many suns are there. Suns means, don't forget that apart from sun, other stars are there. How many waters are there? They may be thinking about the oceans. And how many dawns are there? Rig Veda composed or written during the Iron Age. And along with the Rig Veda, there are other Vedas. You know, what are the other Vedas? There are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. Apart from that, there are Upanishads. I have told you Taittiriya Upanishad and Shanti Mantra. Now, Manusmriti. I have told you about Avrnotya Vidadam Brahmana Shravana Ubhau Samata Sapidanyaya Stamna Druhyed Kadachana. All this is having a divine mentality, very creative ideas regarding our own planet, then the solar system and the cosmos, universe. Where the stars are shining during the night is going during the daytime. That means in those time onwards, there is no science, just like idea is not there. People are thinking why, what and how of things. They can see on the very, very top side, far away from the earth, night sky, there are glittering stars. They are thinking what, where they are going during the day. What happens that stars that is shining during night is going where? So, the origin of the existing world is the concern about them. And the existing world, who is building this? What is the nature of God? What about the origin of the universe? Etc. are the consideration. Today's class will consider first verse of the hymen to Agni. Agni is the fire element, is the Devata, and who created Rig Veda. What is the special nature of Agni? Agni is having a unique character. It will purify everything. Agni can purify everything, but it will not become impure. By contact of anything, Agni will not, even by contact of an impure thing, Agni will not become impure. That is something special about the Agni. And many Devatas are there. God is there in Rig Veda. One is Agni. So a verse of hymen to Agni is the first one. You can read that. Agni mele purohidam yatnasya deva mrityujam hodaram yatna dhatam. So what is the special meaning of that? As I have told you, Agni is a peculiar character That is, it can purify anything, but Agni will not become impure during that process. In Rig Veda, Agni is the Rishi of wisdom. Therefore, we are worshipping Agni or fire element. Agni is the Rishi of wisdom or knowledge, and we are worshipping Agni who developed Rig Veda. That's why the first tribute is for Rig Veda. Rig Veda is for Agni. What is the meaning of the verses written there? First thing is, Agni is the supreme, omnipotent and omnipresent power. So what happens? Agni is always having first place in every day-to-day activity. Moreover, in every season, Agni performs creative sacrifices and yajna. Yajnasya devam mrityuja. Therefore, we have to light the lamp to worship before any auspicious functions or rituals or similar activities going on. Therefore, we have to light the lamp before any auspicious or any good thing or rituals or any activities going on. We have to light the lamp to respect Agni, to worship Agni. Therefore, Agni is the bestower of treasure and excellence, treasure par excellence. What is Yajna? Yajna is the capacity of Devata to return the blessing of God after our self-submission. With this is the beginning of Rig Veda, and in the next class we'll go in detail how cosmology, the idea of cosmos, is impregnated in Rig Veda. So from next class onwards, the Vedas, apart from Rig Veda and other three Vedas also will be considered, and what are the important myths, imaginations, ideas, etc. there in the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, etc. we will understand. For time being, let us stop. Bye.